Here's Stankie.
What's up, everybody? Another beautiful day in Azeroth, and today we're taking a look at Shaman updates. A lot of fancy new things that improve the overall Shaman experience. Whoop whoop! Now I of course still have sadness in my soul over enhancement changes, but Shaman changes and class tree updates were mostly great. Windfury aka Skyfury being baseline for all Shamans is probably the best news we've gotten. Plus, it now also gives 2% mastery, so it's useful for the entire raid, not just the melee swingers. And it is no longer a totem. I think I got that wrong in my previous video, but it is now just a buff, like Arcane Intellect, aka Mage buff please. So you press fancy button, see cool animations swirl around the raid or party, and that's it. No range limitations, no uptime upkeep or projecting a totem around, it's just there. This is just good for Shamans overall that enhancement isn't the sole provider of a raid buff. Next out is Stone Bulwark Totem, which is amazing. I tried it out a lot during the latest heroic raid testing and a bit in M+ as well. And just having access to that on-demand absorb is literally a lifesaver. Is it enough to fix all our survival issues? Depends a bit on tuning, but it sure does put us in a better position than we were in. And it can of course also be combined with other parts of our toolkits, stacking it with Earth Ellie or Astral Shift, which makes us incredibly tanky for a bit if needed. So this one I am incredibly excited for. Going to be dope for progress rating, but also just as a good old shit button. You dumb it up or a pull goes wrong in a dungeon and you're down to 5% HP, pop your Absorby Totem and survive. Stray ticks or get enough time to healing surge spam yourself, etc, etc. So yeah, overall really good. It does however come with some baggage. To maximize its value you need to also take Totemic Recall, so you're able to reset your Absorby Totem, effectively giving you 2 extra charges on it, but with 2 separate cooldowns, and the issue is you now have 2 extra keybinds. Enhancement and well, Shaman overall are very button bloated to begin with due to us having so many different types of utility, so needing to add 2 more on top of what we already have sucks. I love the totem and that we can reset it. I hate that it's 2 more binds. Now I'm trying to learn how to operate a keyboard with my feet as well, and as soon as I've mastered that, then a few extra binds will be no problem at all. Maybe I can learn how to use an MMO mouse with my foot. Then we have Feral Lunge being baseline. Now this is something I've wanted but never felt like enhancement needed. Now let me explain. There's rarely ever been a fight where Feral Lunge was something we needed. It's always just been nice to have. We have plenty of mobility and you can always outplay a need for Feral Lunge, except a few bosses like literally a handful. Last one was pre-nerfed Rasageth in Season 1 Dragonflight. So due to this, I've never felt like, ooh, we need Feral Lunge. Now that being said, I am thrilled it is baseline because gap closers are great to play with, even if they're not needed. And now that it is available at all time, we'll be finding more and more uses or excuses to press it. I, for one, am gonna chase knockbacks for a while just so that I can lunge back for the sheer satisfaction. I also love the new choice nodes for Windrush, but also that we're able to pick Windrush and Earth Grab Totem so we can actually start using that. So the choice node gives us the option to either make Windrush movement effect last longer, and so that Windrush has a 30-second lower cooldown. This is Ascending Air. The other one is Jet Stream, which increases the movement speed increase from Windrush by 10% or an additional 10%, and it removes snares from players. Not roots, mind you. Still, extremely nice options for Windrush. Would love for it to break roots, but I feared that'd be just a tad overpowered. I'm fine with overpowered. We also get Primordial Bond, which gives us a 5% damage reduction when an elemental is up. Now sure, this isn't huge, but combined with the buffs we get from popping Earth Elemental, this is just a nice cherry on top. 15% more max health and 5% DR. Sure, for Elemental Shamans this has a much bigger value than for enhancement, but nice to have. Then we have Seasoned Winds. Interrupt a spell decreases your damage taken from that school by 15% for 18 seconds, and it stacks up to 2. There's a lot of potential here, but it suffers from the same issues that I suffer from. Keeping it up all the time is gonna be really hard. So if it could get an increase in uptime, the talent, not my it would probably work better, but you'd probably have to reduce the damage reduction from it to compensate. Not that I need to compensate. Otherwise, some small things like rando 3-sec DR from Healing Stream Totem Tick. I mean, it's for sure there. An overall pathing in the class tree made mostly better if we ignore the fact that Ancestral Guidance is locked behind Spirit Walker's Grace, which makes it overall pretty sad for enhancement, but other than that, it's mostly great. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions at all, hit me up in the comments. You can also become a patron or Twitch sub and get access to the Stankie Discord. You can also get shoutouts and videos, among other things. Don't forget the usual stuff, like, comment, subscribe, slap that notification bell. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.